Mhm. Just looking at the May 2018 Consumer Reports. Yes. I want to just make sure you understand what the lawsuits are. Pooch. Number one, not looking at page one when it says on page one. Yes. Those that draft the actual forms used in the judicial system, they go through multiple revisions and draftings where they use bold print, italics, yes, and they tell you what you have to do as a judge so you can't misinterpret them. But for every time you said, I don't know if I have jurisdiction to remove it, you lied to yourself and you lied to the United States of America. And for Judge Landis, when I was video arraigned, yes, I said, read the protection order. You can see that the petitioner didn't sign it. It's not something where you're given a chance to sign it. Yes. If the petitioner had not appeared in court and I had gotten notice and opportunity to be heard, it would not have been issued. And if she had refused to acknowledge it at that time, it would not have been issued. And I would not have been arrested in Squim, and I wouldn't have spent 27 days in jail, and I wouldn't have had 3 mental health evaluations. So as judges, I just want you to know, I want my 5 sons, and I'm going to sue you for every fucking thing you own. Now remove your fraudulent court orders that happen to violate the legal usage of court forms. Now, uh, I want a phone call today. I want to speak to that woman, Marilyn. Yes, I want my sons, and I want my money. Do you understand, state of Washington? You're going to pay me enormous amounts of money. Now, I know a lot of us have vehicles, don't we? Yes, we do. I put only about 6,000 miles a year on my car. Can I skip an oil change or two? You probably shouldn't. Okay. Most drivers typically rack up 12 to 15,000 miles a year. Yes. I have a thing about used motor oil. I happen to want it. Yeah. I want all the used motor oil. I want all the used motor oil. I know a lot of people, they want new oil. Not this guy. There's different fuels and different additives and different reasons for refining. And I know there's probably somebody at Fiat. But this fuel that we've been burning, known as octane fuel, sulfur concerns, pollution concerns, yes. I'm one of those that thinks that we should have sulfur. As much as you dislike the whole thought of polluting the environment, let's say I had a little rotary engine that had the right amount of electricity for some new spark plugs, and it didn't have a carbon footprint. I'm thinking that of the distillation of the actual fuels of the United States, somebody's been lying about this eco-friendly system of having to have cars that have these super catalytic converters because of the emissions requirements. Yes, they have. But this guy would say it'd be a lot cheaper, okay, to the actual consumer if we went back to some leaded fuels. Yes. And we removed those emission standards that you thought were so absolutely necessary. Let's say you got me all the used motor oil. You're a judge that can't read judge proof forms. Yes. You're a judge that doesn't understand what's contrary to state statutes, but you get your car's oil changed every 3,000 miles. I thought it was 3,000 miles because a lot of those that get their oil changed, they go to the local oil change place. Do you do your own oil changing, Supreme Court justices? Or do you have that one? Ooh, well, you have a very nice 50 to $100,000. Is that what you paid for? Now, what's really interesting here is that some models 2014 or later, yeah, they use synthetic oils. Pooch, some of the very luxury vehicles. Do you drive a BMW? Pooch, a Mercedes. You happen to be in a judiciary and you don't change your own motor oil? Why don't you get me the actual brand of oil in your actual vehicle and every vehicle that you own? And then I'd like to know of all the locations.